Welcome to Shakespeare the Sonnets. Today we're doing sonnet number 54. Let's get this started with. Oh, how much more doth beauty beauteous seem, by that sweet ornament which truth doth give. The rose looks fair, but fair we it deem, for that sweet odour which doth in it live. The canker blooms have full as deep a dye as the perfumed tincture of the roses. Hang on such thorns and play as wantonly, when summer's breath they mass buds discloses. But for their virtue only is their show. They live unwooed and unrespected fade. Die to themselves, sweet roses do not sow. Of their sweet deaths are sweetest odors made. And so of you, beauteous and lovely youth, when that shall fade, by verse distills your truth. Sonnet number 54 here. There's a few things to really talk about. Like, oh, how much more doth beauty beauteous seem? It's like, you seem more beautiful than you were yesterday. This reminds me of a Spider-Man comic when Flash Thompson goes ahead and sees Liz Aldrin, who's just does some weird hairdo thing just to impress Peter Parker, and Thompson's like, "Wow, Liz, you're beautiful now. I almost didn't recognize you." Like, and what? And she just says, "Ooh, and what was I before? Ugly?" Yeah, I mean, Flash Thompson does always say the wrong thing. By that sweet ornament which truth doth give, and with everything that goes ahead, like you give me the truth, the fidelity that you always give me. The rose looks fair. Use red this time. The rose looks fair, but fair we deem it. And the rose here, it's like if you had a rose, then it would have looked really great, and we would just go ahead and make it better, saying it's better than it actually is. The canker blooms have full as deep a dye. And these canker blooms are very full, and it's very full that it's just really deep. It's deep, so deep. And by the way, these canker blooms basically means dog roses. And I seem to have skipped for that sweet odor which doth in it live. Like, for that perfume that you use a lot. Perfume, of course, existed back then as the perfume tincture of the roses. And the roses are just going ahead and making you smell better too. When summers hang on such thorns and play as wantonly. Now just go ahead and hang on all those, and hang on those thorns, and just go ahead and play with them and do dangerous things with them unrestrained. When summer's breath they mass buds discloses, and when that summer goes ahead and breathes on you, the mask, all that just discloses. For their virtue only is their show, but only for that virtue you go ahead and show all that. They live unwooed and unrespected fade. And with all that, you live unwooed. You're like, great, you're good, you're living greatly, and unrespected fate, and unregarded. You go ahead, you're in the shadow, someone who operates in the background. Die to themselves, sweet roses do not sow. You go ahead and die to yourselves, and those sweet roses do not sow. And so of you, of their sweet death, are sweetest odors made. And because of your sweet death, that the sweetest odors are made. And so of you, beauteous and lovely youth, and because of you too, you beauteous and lovely youth, that when that shall fade, by verse distills your truth. And that when you go ahead and you will fade, your verses will distill your truth. When you go ahead and perish, you die, your verse and your essence will be remembered throughout time. And that's about it. It's basically saying you're beautiful, you're great, and people will remember you, definitely. You look so beautiful that if people forget you, well, that's a sin to them, in my opinion. So, hope to see you guys soon in the next episode. Until then, shout out, peace, bye-bye. Oh, how much more doth beauty beauteous seem, by that sweet ornament which truth doth give. The rose looks fair, but fair we it deem, for that sweet odour which doth in it live. The canker blooms have full as deep a dye as the perfumed tincture of the roses. Hang on such thorns and play as wantonly, when summer's breath their mouth buds discloses. But for their virtue only is their show. They live unwooed and unrespected fade. Die to themselves, sweet roses do not sow. Of their sweet deaths are sweetest odors made. And so of you, beauteous and lovely youth. When that shall fade, by verse distills your truth.